Walk into any reptile expo, and you will see tables lined with clear plastic deli cups. Inside are dozens of snakes, all sold under a single identical label, boa constrictor. But that catch-all label is a shortcut. It encourages keepers to rely on generalized care sheets and outdated housing standards for two species that require very different environmental parameters. To keep them healthy, keepers must separate them into two groups: boa imperator, the BCI, and boa constrictor constrictor, the BCC. To distinguish them, look at the tail. BCIs have brownish-orange markings, while BCCs feature the vivid crimson-red saddles that give the species its name. Identifying that tail is the first step in determining which environmental blueprint the snake needs. But applying BCI care standards to a BCC ignores the specific evolutionary needs of a high-humidity tropical specialist. The BCI evolved in the variable climates, scrublands, and transitional zones of Central America. This is an environment defined by seasonal shifts and relatively lower moisture levels. This rugged habitat forged a resilient snake. Because they tolerate minor temperature fluctuations and lower ambient humidity well, the BCI became the most common choice for keepers looking for a hardy, large-bodied pet. They generally reach a manageable adult size, with females typically maxing out between 6 and 8 feet in length. For an adult of this size, a 6 by 2 by 2 foot PVC enclosure provides the necessary horizontal floor space for the snake to stretch out and thermoregulate. Their scrubland origins mean they thrive at 60 to 70% humidity. In a PVC cage, you can maintain these levels using a water dish covering a quarter of the floor. Some populations, like those on Hog Island, faced almost zero predator pressure. This isolation created smaller, famously docile variants that are even easier for a single keeper to handle safely. Because the BCI is built to thrive in transitional environments, the standard common boa care sheet is actually an accurate map for their health. The BCC is different. These snakes are native to the deep, high-moisture canopies of the Amazon rainforest, a biome that is stable, sweltering, and saturated. In this environment, the BCC grew into a heavy-bodied apex predator. Adult females regularly reach 10 feet, significantly outweighing their BCI cousins. This size profile makes standard hobby enclosures inadequate. Accommodating their adult bulk and semi-arboreal hunting habits requires an 8 by 4 by 4 foot enclosure. Their biology is tuned to the rainforest, necessitating a constant ambient humidity between 70 and 80%, which must spike even higher during a shed cycle. Maintaining those levels is difficult. In a standard setup, 80% humidity often leads to saturated substrate and stagnant air, which can quickly cause skin rot or bacterial growth. To solve this, keepers use bioactive engineering, a deep mix of topsoil, paired with live plants and high-density isopod colonies, creates a living system that processes waste and stabilizes moisture naturally. Keeping a BCC requires you to maintain a functioning, self-sustaining slice of the Amazon rainforest inside your home. When a BCC is kept in the drier conditions suitable for a BCI, the biological toll is immediate. Chronic dehydration leads to retained eye caps and painful, fragmented sheds that can damage the underlying scales. Conversely, attempting to hit high humidity targets without the airflow of a bioactive system often results in respiratory infections. If the air is wet and stagnant, the snake's lungs can quickly fill with fluid. This diagram illustrates a pervasive health risk for all captive boas: overfeeding. These are ambush predators with incredibly slow metabolisms. A healthy boa should have a triangular cross-section. If the body becomes circular or balloon-shaped, the snake is dangerously obese. To avoid these issues, you must demand specific locality data from any breeder. Never accept boa constrictor as a complete description of the animal you are buying. Use the visual check of the tail to confirm if you have the resources for a hardy scrubland snake or a specialized rainforest predator. Successful keeping requires moving past generic labels and matching your husbandry to the specific evolutionary history of the animal.